Welcome to Literary Concepts. Today's topic is biography. Now, let us try to understand the concept of biography. The definition of a biography. A biography is a detailed, non fictional account of a person's life written by someone else. So, a biography is a detailed, neatly explained, non fictional, realistic, factual account of one particular person's life, which is written by somebody else. So, a biography provides an in depth exploration of the subject's personal. So that is subjects means a person's, that particular person's personal and professional life, including their experiences, achievements, challenges, and impact on society. So in biography we find in depth a deep exploration, a deep study of a person's personal and professional official life, which includes their experiences, whatever the experiences they had in their life, and whatever the achievements they achieved in their life, and the challenges which faced by them, and the impact their influence on the society. So these aspects we find in biography. The next features of a biography. So the first feature is third person narrative. So third person narrative. So all biographies typically written in the third person. So that is the third person means here that the third person pronouns are used. For example, either he, she, or it. So these pronouns used from that perspective, the third person perspective, from their point of view. So we find the providing an external perspective from their point of view on the subjects means that particular person's life we understand. So we find that third person narrative. That is the first feature. The second feature is factual and accurate. We find that real and accurate biographies are grounded in fact, so that is real. So relying on extensive research, extensive research, verified sources, and evidences to provide an accurate portrayal of the person's life. So the factual means realistic. So here in biography, we find that all the facts which depend, these facts are collected on the whatever the extensive research is done on that particular person's life, and the verified resources, the different verified resources are used, and the evidences, the proofs are also used to provide an accurate, exact way of telling, so presenting the persons that important characters life. So that is the second feature. The third feature is chronological structure. Most biographies, so in most biographies we find that the narration of the story, the events are structured, arranged in a chronological, in a sequential order, covering the subject's life from birth to death. If the person is passed away or died, means from birth to death it is presented in a chronological manner, in a sequential order. If the person is present or still alive, so then the events are presented from birth to till to the present day. Understand? So therefore, It allows the readers to follow the progression of their life and career. So that makes them to follow how their life, the improvement, the development happen in their life and in their career. We understand. Then the fourth one is comprehensive coverage. A complete coverage we find in biographies. So where that biographies provide a comprehensive view of a person's life, or one person's life, a complete view, complete understanding. So covering both their public and private life, their public and their personal life, including their upbringing, understand their breeding and raising and their education and their career and their relationships and their legacy, that is their heritage. So all these aspects we find in biographies. And the fifth feature is insight into character. We find it, okay, the inner motives also. We try to understand the inner motives of a character beyond the factual recounting of events, whatever the real events. Biographies also focus or aim to provide insight into the character. So that is the inner motivations into the character and their motivations and the personality of that subject, okay, of the subject means here the person, helping readers to understand what shaped their decisions and actions, so that uh, when we understand their character and their motivations and their personality, then the readers will understand how what kind of decisions they have taken in their life, what kind of actions they did in their life. So all these aspects will be understood by the readers. So then the one sixth feature is historical and social context. So biographies often situate in the subject's, the person's life within a broader historical, social, and political context. We also find these the historical elements and then social elements and the political elements also, the political context, the situations, highlighting how their life was influenced by and contributed to the times in which they lived. So, whatever the period, in whichever the period they lived, so how these aspects, the historical, social, and political aspects, influenced, understand them, influenced to them, on them, so on uh, their actions, okay. So all these aspects we find in biographies. And then the seventh feature is use of primary and secondary sources. So biographies are built, so they are written upon the foundation of primary sources, the primary sources such as the letters written by the famous personality and diaries, their interviews and official documents. All these are primary sources, and the secondary sources such as the other books, okay, the other books written by someone else, and then articles which were published in newspaper articles and magazines, and historical analysis, okay. So these are the secondary sources. Basis on all these primary and secondary sources, okay, the biographies are written. So these are the features of biography. Now let us try to understand types of biographies. The first one is historical biography. So here in historical biography, mm, we focus on the lives of historical figures, providing insight into their personal lives and contributions to history. So the historical personalities, whoever, so we find the historical personalities in historical biographies. So where that we understand their personal lives and their contributions to history. For example, Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. Okay, written by Ron Chernow. So that is example of historical biography. The second one is a literary biography. So here we find the lives of writers and literary figures. Okay, the poets, dramatists, novelists, their lifestyle. Okay, often providing for their works and exploring how their personal experiences influenced their writing. So the writer's life here. So whatever that they have written, whatever the works they have written, on their works, how their personal experiences, their whatever the events which happened in their life, so all these their experiences and the events how influenced on their writing we find in literary biographies. For example of literary biographies, Virginia Woolf, a biography by Quentin Bell. Okay, written by Quentin Bell. The next one is political biography. So the political biography centers revolves around on the lives of politicians, statesmen, that is senior politicians, and leaders, often focusing on their political careers and ideologies and the impact on society. In political biography, we find the lives of famous politicians and the leaders and their political career, how their career evolved, and the ideologies and their thoughts and their influence on the society. Example of political biography is Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln by Doris Kearns Goodwin. So that is the example of political biography. Next is celebrity biography. We know very well the celebrities means the famous personalities in entertainment, that is cinema, sports, games, or popular culture. So here in celebrity biography we find the lives of famous living personalities or the famous the topmost achievers lives in entertainment field, the sports field, and popular culture area. So these biographies often explore both the personal and professional lives of their subjects, that is the persons. We find here personal and professional experiences in celebrity biography. So example of celebrity biography is Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. The next one is psychological biography. Here it focuses psychological biography focuses on psychological aspects of a person's life, analyzing their personality and motivations and behavior. The psychological aspects which are related to their life, whatever the psychological, psychological and mental experiences they had. Okay, through that, from that point of view, we analyze their personality and their motivations, their intentions, and their way of behavior. So these aspects we find in psychological biography. Example of psychological biography is Freud, A Life for Our Time by Peter Gay, written by Peter Gay. The next type of biography is memoir biography. So written in the style of a memoir. Memoir means it is presenting as a historical document or historical account or a historical record. Okay, but about another person, often providing a personal perspective on the subject's life. Okay, it is written by someone else about the famous person's life and their personal point of view. Okay, the perspective means point of view. So we find the memoir biography. The example of memoir biography is Frida, a biography of Frida Kahlo by Hayden Herrera. The next one is critical biography. So critical biography provides a critical analysis. Okay, so here it is interpreting the subject's life, that is famous personality's life and work, often questioning their actions and decisions or contributions. So we question their actions, whatever the actions they did, the decisions they took, and or the contributions what they made. So on these things, it is a kind of uh, probing into their life. So, and analyzing their contribution and their actions and their decisions. Understand? So, the example of critical biography is The Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell. So, these are the types of biographies. Some of the popular examples of biographies we find here: The Diary of Samuel Pepys by Samuel Pepys. Okay, so which was published in 1825. The Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell. So that was written in 1791. Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. It was published in 2004. A Team of Rivals: The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln, written by Doris Kearns Goodwin and published in 2005. Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, so was published in 2011. Churchill Alive by Martin Gilbert, so which was written in 1991. Mary Queen of Scots by Antonia Fraser, so which was published in 1969. Virginia Woolf, a biography by Quentin Bell, which was published in 1972. So these are the popular examples of biographies which we find. There are many more out there, but these are some which I am providing here. So I hope you understood the concept of biography. So thank you. Thank you, one and all.